Welcome to Subbu's Cafe again. Today we will see how to make sambar rice, a ready-made sambar rice. So we have cut the vegetables and kept them ready. Here are the ingredients. I'll go through them for you. This is avarakkai, broad beans. This is chow chow. The English name seems to be coyote. This is carrots, radish, regular beans. This is tomato. This is the nadu tomato. These are this is the more tangy one, not the Bengaluru tomato, which looks more fancy. But this is a local nadu tomato, which is the tangy version. You need to have the tangy version to get some punch into your sambar rice. We have the famous miniature small onions. They are called sambar onions here.
Shallots.
Amazing vegetable, part of every major function. This dish, any dish where the main dishes in any major function in Tamil Nadu are made out of this small onions here. I have brinjal or eggplant, potatoes, and this is the actually soaked rice. If you see this is soaked rice, so that it cooks faster. And this is the water for the rice itself. So what we'll be doing is we will have a proportion of 1:3. That depends on the rice that you buy from your local store. So the proportion that we usually use is for 1 cup of rice we use 3 cups of water. This is pre-boiled tur dal, which is also used in basically called the sambar dal. We have already boiled and kept it ready. This is grated coconut, and for the actual spices here we have chana dal or the split chickpeas, urud dal. I don't know the English name. This is the red chilies. This is vendayam here.
Fenugreek.
Fenugreek seeds, that's the English name. This is black pepper. This is coriander seeds here. So this combination here is going to form the spices. We're going to fry this along with the coconut, and that is really going to become your spice powder, freshly ground spice powder. And I also have here sambar powder, pre-made sambar powder. We'll add a little bit of it. Depends on you. You can actually use the you can increase the quantity of the freshly ground spices if you want, and go easy on the sambar powder. Each person has their own preferences. This is the tamarind soaked in water. We again, along with the nadu tomato that I was talking about, this will give the acidity or acidity punch to our sambar rice. So that's the overview of the ingredients. We'll now move on to the actual frying of the tawa. We have the pan ready with a little bit of oil. The order matters. So the order, whichever gets cooked faster or needs little bit more time. Whatever needs a little bit more time goes in first, and then the other ones which need less frying will go in subsequently. So we are adding the chana dal now first. Once it's golden brown, make sure it's golden brown, it doesn't get over fried. We are adding the urud dal again. So all these dals or pulses that need a little bit of frying, and lower your stove and control the temperature so that they just turn nice brown. The rawness of the pulses goes away, and you fry them till they become a little bit brown. Adding the red chilies and the other ingredients. So the interesting thing is here we are not taking the top of the red chili here. We are going to grind it along with the So they're getting fried, the dal. So the aroma is already starting to, you know, that's a little bit of perungayam or asafoetida, that's what it's called. That's one of a key ingredient that's very, very good for digestion especially, and aroma too. So that's hing. It's in Hindi it's called hing. In Tamil it's called perungayam, and the English version seems it's called asafoetida. We're going to add the coconut now. Finally, so we have some used coconut there. So you'll see some larger chunks that we have put in as is. But if you have a nice coconut, fresh coconut, make sure they are grated fully. This is home, so we're going to do it home style. Okay, so we've just got the spice mix, the fried spice mix off the pan. You need to cool it a little bit, and then it will be ready for grinding. Okay, our spice mix has gone into the mixer grinder. So the key here is don't add any water, or add as less water as possible. Actually, don't add any water at all, to keep it dry and nice. So that's the ground spices that are ready. So the amount of, one point to note is the amount of chilies or pepper you can add, according to how spicy, how more spicy, or how less spicy you want the rice to be. But we didn't add any water at all, absolutely dry, and it smells really, really nice. All right, we are getting ready to assemble all these beautiful local ingredients and start cooking the sambar rice. So we put up a pan, cooking pan, added some oil, it's heating up.
Mustard.
Added some black mustard seeds.
Split.
We'll wait till we get some nice crackling noise. Again, you need to be careful here. You need to control the heat. It shouldn't, crackle and then actually become black. It will spoil the flavor of the entire rice. So once we actually control the temperature and make sure once the crackling stops, you need to immediately add, the other ingredients. You can hear the crackling noise here. He added some more chili for flavor, color, and maybe a little bit more spice. That was the chili. Okay, the first thing we add is the onions, the small onions, sambar onions. Beautiful. My mouth is watering already. I'm hungry already. The tomatoes next. A gentle reminder, these are the Natu tomatoes. The tangy Natu tomatoes. And we are going to start adding these vegetables one by one. Radish. Beautiful chunky vegetables, all local South Indian, Tamil Nadu produce. Wow, look at the color. Amazing. You need to cut them as chunks so that they are visible to your eyes, and you can savor them separately. Like what they say, you respect each vegetable and show them that they are present. This is a beautiful mixture there. We are adding the eggplant with the brinjal. Violet, another color. Potatoes, crunchy potatoes again. As a family, we strongly believe that you should eat lots of vegetables. So we really go ahead, we add extra vegetables to everything that we do. It's a good practice. A little bit of the sambar powder, ready-made sambar powder that I talked about, that's optional. If you can really, increase the freshly ground spices, that's another way to do it. But we like this kind of flavor. You don't need the sambar powder really. So we just put the stove on low, and we are going to allow the vegetables to absorb all these aromas, and make sure they are coated up with oil before we add the rice to cook it. If you open the lid, we are going to add some salt to taste again. The amount of salt depends on what your family's palate is. But a good strategy is keep the salt low. So people who want extra salt can add it later on when the dish is actually finished. Oh, this is the spice mix, ground spice mix. Beautiful mix. And now we are going to add the tamarind water. So the idea here is you soak the tamarind in water so that it becomes mushy, and then just squeeze out the juice, tamarind juice alone. Again, how much tamarind do you want? It depends on how tangy you want your sambar rice to be. Next, we are going to add the water. Again, the amount of water depends on the quantity of rice. Our proportion is for 1 cup of rice, you add 3 cups of water. This should also take care of cooking the vegetables, because we want the rice to be a little bit al dente. So we are adding the tur dal or the sambar dal, pre-cooked dal. We already added turmeric powder to the dal, so we usually add turmeric powder to the mix here, but it was already part of the dal, sambar dal. So the dal will act as the binding agent. It's sort of the protein, the mushy protein that will help bind the whole mixture together. Give it a little stir. We're going to close the pan now. Make sure it comes to a boil, not cooked, but make sure we'll just wait for it to come to a boil, and then we'll be ready to add the rice. The mixture has come to a boil. We've added the soaked rice along with the water. We are now ready to close the pan and cook the entire mixture. The mixture is all set in the pan. We've closed it. It's ready to cook. So the amount of time required to cook the rice is really whatever you usually cook at in your home for your rice, with whatever consistency you need. Maybe a little bit less time because the rice is already soaked. So if it's like, let's say, we usually take about 12 to 15 minutes to cook the rice regularly, but in this case maybe give it about 8 to 10 minutes. So I would say reduce your cooking time by 20 to 30% on high on a mix of high and low. Grand finale is here. Okay, this is the finished product. We are adding curry leaves to garnish it. That's too much of curry leaves, but yeah. Mix it up a little. It looks really good. Smells really good. Look at that. Look at that. We're going to garnish it with ghee. I think it's called clarified butter. You can add as little or as much as you want, or you could not add it here, and at the time of serving you could garnish it with ghee, depending on the person if they want. There you go. We are ready to enjoy the sambar rice. Sometimes they call it the bisi bele bath, along with chips. Enjoy.